This is Ace and Friends.
Just trying to live through this eclipse, man. The world is coming to an end. Think about it, though. Well, first, fun, fast, and funny. Or fun, funny, and fast. What do we go with? This is Ace and Friends.
Either of them work.
Yeah, either way. I'd like to, we need to come up with, like, this is the way. Fun, fast, and funny. Fun, funny, and fast. I like fun, funny, and fast.
Fun, funny, and fast.
Fun, funny, and fast. This is Ace and Friends. So, back from vacation. Yeah, just trying to live through this eclipse today and not get killed.
Yeah, people are worried. And I didn't know there were so many conspiracies about what the government's planning during the eclipse. People were on our Facebook page talking about, I'm just worried about the mass casualty event that they're planning in Ohio. I went, what?
Yeah, I've seen that. It's on Twitter, and people were saying that China there have been warnings that China plans to do something at all the mass gatherings that are going to happen all over America today while we're watching the eclipse. And it's like, oh, okay.
I didn't even know this conversation was happening.
Yeah, I've seen it on Twitter. And somehow, and I hate this about myself, I've gotten onto some type of Twitter conspiracy political feed thing. And I wish there was a way I could go in and say, I don't want to, you could hit categories like, I don't want any more of that right now.
Yeah.
Like, take out some of that or cut it in half, but you can't. Then you just start getting fed stuff.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I saw all weekend was, the secret CIA warnings about mass gatherings with the eclipse. And
yeah.
I know that it's eclipse, but my father would have referred to it as an eclipse.
Yeah.
Eclipse.
Like a Mitsubishi Eclipse.
Hey. David, don't look at the sun during that eclipse.
The eclipse. Yeah.
Or you're going to burn your retinas.
That's right.
Yeah, and he would have known it's not technically correct, but that's just what he's saying. So watch out for the eclipse.
Yeah, people are freaked out, though, some of them.
It's weird that people get so freaked out, but I always think about cavemen, people in the 1200s or whatever that didn't. Granted, they had science and they had an incredible way of charting with the stars, of knowing things. But like suddenly, in the middle of the afternoon, the Earth goes dark.
Yeah.
I get why they would think this is it. The world has come to an end.
Yeah.
So everybody's just trying to, survive the eclipse today. All right, so there's some breaking stuff happening as we're recording today's edition of Ace and Friends. Country superstar Morgan Wallen has been arrested, and we have the details. As much as we know right now. Coming up next, hang on.
More Ace and Friends coming up.
When it comes to losing weight, sometimes you don't even know where to start. You know that it needs to happen, but you need some help. Well, you start by going to acetj.com/weight loss and ordering Calitrin. Calitrin is scientifically proven to help you lose weight, and it is not a drug. It is not a drug. Repeat that. So here's what you do. You go to acetj.com/Calitrin, order 3 months, and then you'll get 3 months free. 4 months free. That's how it works with Calitrin. We're here with our friend Richard Toccato of the Richard Toccato Companies, and he's ready to save you some money, get you some money with an instant equity line of credit. How does that work, Richard?
Best product ever. We take a little bit of your information. We find out if you get an offer or not. If you get an offer, you can decide what you want to do. Get your money 4 days later. Pay off credit cards. Do home improvements.
I've done it. It's super simple. And again, start to finish, 4 days, you get your money. HomeWithRichard.com is where you get the process started. It's HomeWithRichard.com, the Richard Toccato Companies.
Ace and Friends.
There is breaking news as we are recording today's edition of Ace and Friends. And I'll read this right from the first website I clicked on. It's WKRN.com, Nashville. Country superstar Morgan Wallen was arrested on felony charges after he allegedly threw a chair from the roof of a bar in downtown Nashville. According to arrest documents, officers were standing in front of Chief's Bar about 10:53 last night when they witnessed a chair come from above and hit the street, apparently about 3 feet from where the officers were standing. When officers approached security to investigate the incident, staff members at the bar allegedly told them 30-year-old Morgan Wallen was responsible for the chair. The officers reviewed footage of the incident, which showed Wallen lunging an object over the roof. According to the arrest report, officials say the rooftop sits 6 stories above Broadway. Witnesses said they were standing next to Morgan Wallen and observed him, quote, pick up the chair, throw it over him, laughing afterward, end quote.
Yikes.
Yeah, he was taken into custody and charged with 3 counts of reckless endangerment for the 2 police officers who were in the vicinity, and endangering the public, also charged with disorderly conduct. He was booked earlier this morning. I'm not sure why this is just now breaking when it happened last night. I would have thought there would have been more about this, but it seems to just have come out a little while ago.
I didn't realize. So reckless endangerment, depending on how many people are in the vicinity of the chair. So that could have been, 10 charges. Or,
Yeah.
That's I didn't know it worked like that.
You throw a chair and it lands 3 feet from 2 cops.
Oops.
Well, and you better thank God you didn't drop it 3 feet to the right or to the left and
sure.
hit one of those cops.
Yeah,
Then you
yeah.
got a real problem on your hands.
Yeah.
I mean, thank God you didn't hit anybody anyway.
Yeah.
But, I get it. Things get things get out of hand sometimes, and you want to throw stuff.
It's fun. It's fun to do bad things.
Sometimes in theory, it's like, this is going to be awesome, man.
Yeah.
The number of times that I've stood in a bar and thought to myself, what would happen if I threw this chair through that window right now? It's
sure.
just like,
Remember that when that kid, he was like 7 years old and he stole his grandma's car and the news caught up with him. They're like, why did you steal your grandma's car? He goes, sometimes it's just fun to do bad things.
he's not wrong. It is.
I wanted to do hood rat things with my friends.
Yeah, you shouldn't be doing that, but
Yeah,
okay.
I get it.
If we learn any more about Morgan Wallen, we'll keep you posted.
Coming up on Ace and Friends. Ace and Friends.
I don't know the answer, but here's the question. What does Ace have in common with Donald Trump, Anna Wintour from Vogue, and Howard Stern? Apparently, Riggins has the answer. Coming up next.
Ace and Friends.
Hey, it's Ace, and for a long time, we've told you about Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic, and how phenomenal a job they did helping me with my left wrist. Well, this is Neil. Neil Simler's a member of the Ace and TJ Radio family. Neil, you took the free consultation to have them check out your elbow and talk about what happened just when you went for the free consultation.
They were very straightforward and let me know that they weren't going to treat any of my ailments if they weren't 100% sure that they were going to be able to effectively help my issue. And never once were they pushy with trying to get me to spend more money and do, the higher end shots.
Now, 3 months later, how do you feel?
I'm 95% better, if not 100%. It's just been one of the best decisions I've made. Do yourself a favor, get out there as soon as possible.
Set up your free consultation today at acetj.com/neogenics. It's Neogenix. Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic.
The Johnson Group has been cleaning some of Charlotte's most prestigious businesses since 1985. Family owned and operated. Learn more at acetj.com/clean. It's first class cleaning with the Johnson Group.
Ace and Friends.
So here's the question, as it was presented to me. What does Ace have in common with Donald Trump, Anna Wintour from Vogue, and Howard Stern? Now, I do not know the answer. Only Riggins knows the answer.
Yeah, you all have something in common. You would never expect. What is it? What do you think it is?
All right, Donald Trump, Anna Wintour from Vogue is the outlier of the bunch that throws me.
Yeah.
And Howard Stern, I don't know. I do not know.
They're all obsessed with their desks.
Oh, really?
They're all obsessed with their desks.
Yeah.
Saw this whole video on celebrities and the things that they love, and those 3 people all obsessed with their desks. I mean, Trump brings people into his office in Trump Tower,
Yeah.
and it's a mess. If you've ever seen it, stacked with newspapers and magazines. He's got Shaq's shoe. He's got a WWE
I've seen it
championship
before, and
belt.
I've always thought you would think that would be
Chaotic and hard to focus.
Yeah. I've seen pictures of it, and it seems like it's a smaller area, too,
Yeah,
than I expected.
It's not big. And then the reporter holds up the Shaq shoe, and she goes, "Aren't you a germaphobe?" He goes, "Yeah, but it's Shaq. Who cares?" I mean, so it kind of shows you where Trump's head is at. He's like, it's a celebrity.
Yeah.
But Anna Wintour, they said, uses her desk as a power play. When she has people in, she's sitting behind this broad desk.
Yeah.
And she keeps it bare and cold so that she has the power in the situation. Howard Stern spends many, many thousands of dollars on his desk at home, and he likes having like little toys on his desk and stuff. And I know you're into desks as well.
I had the desk that Rob uses right now came out of my house, And I was looking at desks, and I saw one that I like. Oh, I kind of like that. And I kind of like this one. And then I found a guy, and it wasn't expensive. A guy made that desk for me, for my height and all. I loved it. It sat in this. I used to have this really nice house that had a really great office that I miss every day. Had a fire. My office had a fireplace in it, and these books. It was everything I ever dreamed of an office being at my home. And that desk was in there, and I was very particular about what was on the desk and how it was organized. I don't like people why are you touching stuff?
Yeah, so that desk that Rob's using was in your house, a custom desk.
Yeah.
That made to your specifications.
Yeah, I had it made for me.
And now it's sitting in Rob's room, and it is just, that desk couldn't be any further than what it was
Why did
intended
this have
to
to
do.
be brought back to me? I don't like this.
Sorry, you caught some shrapnel on this one. It wasn't meant to be like this, but
It was pristine, clean.
Oh my God.
I kept it I would, dust it off all the time.
oh, how the turntables.
How far have we fallen? A little bit of good news coming up next.
Ace and Friends.
All right, look at us back here again with Richard Toccato and the Richard Toccato Company. You like that, don't you?
Well, it's really Ricardo. I mean,
So we tell you all about Richard all the time about what he can do for you, especially when it comes to this instant equity in your home.
yeah, the instant equity thing is just awesome. You get an offer. I don't have to hard pull your credit. I don't even need your social security number. It's simple. We make you an offer. You can move it. You can, if you want to get less or you want to do the terms different. It's so easy. It's all electronic. You can close the same day. Get your money 4 days later. We have a lot of listeners calling in, taking care of debt that way. We have people adding, backyard barbecues, whatever they need.
Now, listen to that. You call in, they set it up, your money's there 4 days later. It's all done essentially in one day, and you're just waiting on the cash. It doesn't get any better or any easier than that. And it all starts by going to homewithrichard.com. That's homewithrichard.com, the Richard Toccato Companies.
Currents is Lake Norman's #1 lifestyle magazine. Every month, Currents brings you the latest news on what's happening in the Lake Norman area. They've been serving the Lake Norman community for over 13 years. See the latest issue of Currents now at lncurrents.com.
There's a lot of news out there, but Ace and Friends just want to give you the good news.
Okay, good news is you're not dead from the eclipse. More good news. I love stories like this. A former teacher and counselor in Virginia named Lillian Orlich passed away last month. She was 95 years old when she died. Lillian worked at a school where she was a teacher and counselor for 67 years. She was 89. She just retired 6 years ago. She was 89 years old when she retired. But when she died, the school got $1 million. She had saved and put away and invested enough to give the school $1 million.
That's awesome.
So through all those years, she probably lived a very quiet lifestyle, quietly put away money, and it begins to, accrue interest, so forth and so on, and blah, blah, blah. And over the course of 67 years, it turned out to be $1 million.
That's so cool.
It is fascinating to me. I didn't understand it when I was younger. But you can, putting a little bit away when you start like at 21 or 22, by the time you're 50, and it's hard to fathom that at the time, but by the time you're 50, makes a massive difference.
Absolutely.
I had a friend of mine was trying to tell his son, who's now 22, he's 24. But he said 2 years ago, he was telling me, he goes, I sat down and said, listen, I'm going to show you something I didn't know that I have learned through the years, and just wrote it all out and like charted it. And he said, by the time you're 54 years old, you could have $2 million and be retired. And he said it was like the portal to the world opened up. You could see his mind like, oh my God.
Sure.
He was like, you're the age I am now, I go to work every day. You can just quit and just hang out, and all your stuff's paid for. It was, it was amazing. And one more piece of good news. Somebody in Virginia Beach recently tipped their Lyft driver with cash, which rarely happens these days. So the guy gives the driver a $5. The driver stops for gas and goes, you know what? I got $5. Now you see where this is going, or else it wouldn't be the good news. I got $5. I'm going to grab myself something to drink, and I'm going to get a lottery ticket. And he won $150,000.
That's amazing.
So had that guy not tipped him in cash, he wouldn't have even bothered buying that lottery ticket. He was like, I got $5 to burn in my pocket. I'll get a lottery ticket.
Should he contact the rider and tell him?
No. It was a tip. It's
Yeah,
his
no,
money.
I know.
No, I don't see why. I don't think so. If I loaned you $4 and you bought 2 lottery tickets and one of them won the Powerball, would you give me a portion of the money?
Yeah.
That's a good answer. Okay, that's fair.
Well, you wouldn't?
No, I would. I absolutely would. I absolutely would.
That's the right thing to do.
Yeah, it is the right thing to do, especially when it's like your friend loaned you $2 and you bought a Powerball ticket.
Hell
That
yeah.
would be the only fair thing to do. I got to tell you about my beach trip last week. It was not one of the more exciting beach trips I've ever been on. Next.
Ace and Friends.
It's been a debate here for years.
Does great furniture look good?
Or does it feel good?
Does it fit the style of the room good?
Or does it sit good?
Well, after years of debate,
And years of research.
we've decided great furniture
Is good fitting?
and good sitting.
Love where you live, Lake Norman, and get an Adirondack chair for just $279. In stock and ready to rock only at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress.
Create an unforgettable experience with the Cabarrus Arena. Learn more at cabarrusarena.com. Weddings, banquets, shows, expos, they do it all at the Cabarrus Arena. Learn more at cabarrusarena.com.
Ace and Friends.
Fun, funny, and fast. This is Ace and Friends at Ace Cannon Media, by the way. And I know I'm not doing a very good job of getting that going. Why are you shaking your head?
Because you're right.
And my wife tells me every day, you've got it. Let me take that over. Let me do something to help you because you need help with that. I'm like, I do need help with that because I don't know.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I posted on my Instagram last night. I sent her a funny meme. She said, don't send it to me. Post that as a reel. And I got a huge reaction to it. That was just a funny thing that I saw. So, by the way, my favorite meme of the day is, and I got to look this up, it's about the eclipse. And it is a meme that you've probably seen it. And it says, oh, wait, that's a Bible verse. Sorry. Well, now I can't find it. Oh, it says, I'm not worried about the eclipse. Kid Rock once didn't see the sunshine for 3 damn days. And he's fine. That's an underrated song, by the way. We should do a whole thing one day on underrated songs. Picture by Kid Rock.
Love it.
Is an underrated song. Kid Rock's other ballad, Only God Knows Why.
It's a good one, too.
Hell yeah.
A highly underrated song. We went to the beach last week on vacation, and we didn't go to the beach for the whole week. We were supposed to, but apparently we were going the beginning of the week. But my in-laws, it's their beach house. They, I think they were having something done that week, so we didn't go until Wednesday. We went down Wednesday, and it was storming like nobody's business. I mean, driving rain. The whole trip down there was raining, wind. It left early Wednesday morning, so we're going to have like Wednesday. Then Thursday was one of the most beautiful days you could have ever hoped for, except for the fact that the sustained winds were 26 miles an hour, wind gusts up to 34 miles an hour.
Hello.
It's like everything was just blowing sideways. So it's a gorgeous day. And we decided at one point, we're going to at least walk down on the beach. We had the baby, and we're going to walk down the beach to go get coffee from a little coffee shop that's about, 3/4 of a mile away, something like that. And going down there was fine. The walk back, though,
brutal.
Into 30-mile-an-hour wind the whole way. And
baby getting blown around, getting sand in his face.
The baby's like, what the hell is happening?
Yeah.
So we ended up coming home on Friday. Amanda had to teach class on Saturday anyway, so it was like, well, whatever.
You can't go in the water, right? Not yet.
No. First of all, the water would have been freezing
cold.
It was only in the 50s the whole time we were there. I think the high was 61 on Thursday, but it was still too damn windy to get out there. So it was freezing cold.
It's nice to get out of the house for a couple days.
I don't know. Was it? You drive 4 hours to sit in somebody else's house and then drive 4 hours home 2 days later? I don't really
trying
think
to make
it
it better for you.
Ace and Friends.
Well, here we are, another new year, and you're, again, going to try to lose that weight you've been needing to lose for a long time. Well, here's what you need. You need Calitrin to help, because Calitrin is not a drug. No, not at all. It is natural and effective. It's scientifically proven to help you lose weight and get better sleep. When you buy 3 months supply of Calitrin, you will get 3 months free right now, and consistency is the key with Calitrin. So order it today at acetj.com/weight loss. It's Calitrin.
Meal delivery services are a big thing right now, but Table and Twine is your local meal delivery service. The meals are fresh, not frozen like national chains. Plus, their meals start at just $7.99 a serving. Take back that time in your day, leave the shopping, preparation, and cooking to Table and Twine. Get details at tableandtwine.com. That's tableandtwine.com.
This is Ace and Friends.
Fun, fast, and funny. Thanks for being a part of the Ace and Friends family. Regan sent me this audio. Now, I purposefully did not listen to this because you sent it to me with a question like, how Southern are you? If you can figure out what this woman is saying while holding a piece of ham, you're Southern. So I didn't listen. I just have pulled the audio up and have yet to listen to it because I thought it would be fun to play along.
Yeah, some people got it the first time. Most people are like, what the hell did she just say?
Right. Rob, have you heard this yet?
I have not.
Okay, so here we go. What is she saying?
I know. I'm glad that cheesecake was good.
I nearly fell in my room and got right my neck. Sliding on this piece of ham.
Who had ham back there?
I nearly fell in my room and almost broke my neck sliding on this piece of ham.
Now that you've played it, I've seen that video and I couldn't figure out what she said.
Yeah, I didn't think it was. Yeah, here she comes. Hang on a second.
I nearly fell in my room and got right my neck. Sliding on this piece of ham.
Yeah, about broke my neck sliding on this piece of ham.
Sliding on this piece of
And
ham.
she's holding a piece of ham.
Yeah, I mean, it's a weird scenario, but it looks like that did happen.
Yeah,
and the other
hearing
one,
you say it, I can now hear that's what's saying.
Exactly.
But
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
before, nah.
But why is there ham on the floor?
Yeah, why is there a ham on the floor in your room? She's
Yeah.
like, who had ham back there? She goes, I don't know.
And
I was broke my neck.
that lady, she looks like every 60-year-old woman that I knew growing up.
Yeah.
You know, whether they lived in my neighborhood or my buddy's grandma or whatever. It's like she looks like she's in her 60s. I could be wrong. And she's wearing that Southern woman, I don't know what you call that kind of dress that's just kind of that one-piece flowing thing that you know is built for comfort.
Yeah, right. Yes.
And she's got her glasses on and that hair is permed. And she probably goes once a week or every other week to get it done. And
It comes walking out with a piece of ham in her hand.
Nearly fell with ham.
I fell in my room and got right my neck. Sliding on this piece of ham.
I noticed with her ham.
Coming up on Ace and Friends. Ace and Friends.
There was an earthquake Friday on the East Coast. 4.8 magnitude earthquake, which is serious. However, that was scary for anybody. But one man took scary to the next level because of what was happening to him when the earthquake happened. And it is the story you'll be talking about the rest of the day. Coming up next.
Ace and Friends.
Richard Toccato with the Richard Toccato Companies is here. And Richard, how can people save money every month when they're dealing with you in a refi?
By paying off high interest rate credit cards. You know, sometimes it's better to have one payment than it is to have 8, 9, 10, 12 payments. So refinancing that first mortgage and getting all that cash out to pay off all your credit card makes a lot of sense.
It makes life much easier. Go to homewithrichard.com to start the process. A lot of options with Richard Toccato. Don't miss this opportunity. Homewithrichard.com. Today, every company is a technology company, but becoming a fully enabled digital workplace is not easy. That's why you have CompuCom to guide you, a proven leader in managed IT services. They'll do more than just get you ready for today. They'll get you ready for tomorrow. Go to CompuCom.com for details.
Ace and Friends.
42 million people were affected by that 4.8 earthquake that hit the East Coast on Friday. 42 million. However, none of those 42 million people were as shaken as 33-year-old Justin Allen. Now, try to imagine the timing of this. And there may have been other people that were in a similar situation, but 33-year-old Justin Allen lives in Horsham, Pennsylvania, just outside Philadelphia. That's about 40 miles from the epicenter of the earthquake in New Jersey. And it just so happened that they were in the middle of his vasectomy when the earthquake hit.
Oh, my God.
He was halfway through the 20-minute surgery when the entire room began to shake. Now, if you've never had a vasectomy, you're lucky that I've had two. I can tell you all about them.
Yeah, that's true.
You're awake through the whole thing. It's actually not that big a deal. It's very easy to do. He said he thought maybe a train was going by when the doctor says, Is that an earthquake?
Wow.
So you're on a table, and what they do is they just cover your, area with like a napkin that has a hole in it, this kind of thing. And then, so you're cut open, sitting there talking, at least in my case, both times, I've been talking to the doctor while they do it because they've numbed the area with a shot. Now imagine he's working, like that's very tiny, fine
Very
work that
small
he's doing.
area. It's an incredibly small area.
And he has to be incredibly precise.
Sure.
And then suddenly the building starts shaking.
Yeah.
And you hear the doctor go, "Is that an earthquake?"
That's scary.
He said he thought that was a joke at first, just to lighten the mood. Then he realized, oh, no, wait a minute. The whole room is shaking. That's kind of weird. They say the surgery, however, the doctor said, it's fine. Everything came through okay.
I never thought about that.
Probably going to be a success. They got back. They had to pause for a few minutes, but the doctor was able to finish, and everything worked out good.
Yeah, I wonder how many surgeries that was happening during.
That's what I thought. What else was happening? Was somebody having open heart surgery somewhere? There had to be a lot of people who were being operated on at that time. If 42 million people were affected by that earthquake?
That's scary.
But
they put a napkin over your wiener? Over your area?
Yeah. It's got like a hole in it, so they can, the where they need to work kind of comes up through that hole. Huh. They give you a shot that stings a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they numb it, but let me tell you, like, this is going to numb it up completely. This is going to sting. And let me tell you what.
It stings.
It stings, brother.
Yeah.
It stings. But
Ow.
That's the story you'll be talking about the rest of the day.
Ace and Friends.
Hey, it's Ace, and for a long time, we've told you about Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic, and how phenomenal a job they did helping me with my left wrist. Well, this is Neil. Neil Simler is a member of the Ace and TJ Radio family. Neil, you took the free consultation to have them check out your elbow and talk about what happened just when you went for the free consultation.
They were very straightforward and let me know that they weren't going to treat any of my ailments if they weren't 100% sure that they were going to be able to effectively help my issue. And never once were they pushy with trying to get me to spend more money and do, the higher end shots.
Now, 3 months later, how do you feel?
I'm 95% better, if not 100%. It's just been one of the best decisions I've made. Do yourself a favor, get out there as soon as possible.
Set up your free consultation today at acetj.com/neogenics. It's Neogenix. Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic.
If you want all of the heating, air, and electrical work in your house done by the very best, then you need Bradham Brothers. They've been a family business thriving for over 50 years, and that means they're doing something right. Go to BradhamBrothers.com.
Ace and Friends.
Meeting a celebrity can be a big thing. Now, people are under the misconception that we meet a lot of celebrities, and we used to meet more than we do now. Because things have changed a lot since COVID. But a radio friend of ours named Dave told me a story over the last week about meeting Garth Brooks. That he was at I think the American Music Awards one time. And they were off the side of the stage, and Garth Brooks was coming off the stage or whatever, and walked right by him, like he said, like face to face. And he said, "Oh, hey Garth, good job," or something like that. And Garth Brooks didn't say anything and stepped by him. And he thought, well, Garth Brooks was. I mean, he didn't have to say anything. But he was kind of a jerk. He said then he realized when the guy grabbed his arm that Garth Brooks was stepping out of the way because people were behind him. So he stopped. Stepped out of the way, turned back around, got Dave by the arm and goes, "Hey, thank you very much. I'm Garth."
Oh, good.
And he was like, "Yeah, I know. I know you're Garth."
Yeah.
And so they shook hands, and then he stood there and talked to him for like 3 or 4 minutes. He goes, didn't have to. People waiting on him, but he made an effort to step out of the way, let people by, then turn back around. It was like, it was one of the nicest things he'd ever seen happen, which Garth Brooks is notoriously nice for that.
I like that.
Who is the celebrity that you've met? Like, who was your coolest celebrity meeting?
Demi Lovato.
Yeah, you've always said she was really nice to you when you met her. Mm-hmm. Do you have one, Rob? That was the coolest celebrity that you met?
The only one that's coming to mind is D'Angelo Williams, from former Panthers player.
Yeah,
I did a movie premiere thing for I think it was the second Goosebumps movie, and he attended, and he was really, really nice and cool.
I almost met him at WrestleMania. When my son and I went to WrestleMania 10 years ago, WrestleMania 30 in New Orleans, we were walking into the Saturday before. It was only one night then on Sunday night, and on Saturday we were going into what they called All Access, the big expo that they have. And I thought, that looks like D'Angelo Williams standing there in the lobby talking to somebody. So as Cade and I went in, because, I got an 11-year-old who's like, whatever, dude, I'm here for WrestleMania. Yeah, I tweeted at D'Angelo Williams, hey, did I just see you in the lobby of WWE Access? And he tweeted me back, yeah, that was me, man. Are you still here? Come say hi. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm inside. But he's like, oh, I'm going to the thing. And then he tweeted me again if you're at this thing at the Hall of Fame tonight, hit me up. I was like, oh, I'm not going to be there tonight. But he was like, he's cool, super nice. He went out of his way to be very, very nice.
That's awesome.
We talked for like 30 minutes about stuff.
Really?
Yeah, he was great. He was very, very friendly.
You have questions, Reed? Think
about what?
We got questions coming out.
More Ace and Friends coming up.
Our friend, the world famous Richard Toccato is here with us. And thank you so much for reaching out to Richard. He's telling us all the time about how many listeners are reaching out and saying, hey, show me about that refi, and let's do some stuff like that. That's the way you put it, though. Show me about that refi.
What you got about that refi? The cool thing is Ace has said, we have a lot of options, and we have I'm doing refinances for people. We have people down in Greenville, North Carolina. We have them all at the beach at South Carolina. We have them in Charlotte. And the main thing is to refinance, make their finances better, take the stress of every month. If I save them $700 a month, $800 a month, it's a big deal for them.
Yeah, it's a real big deal. $700 a month. That's fantastic. And again, we've talked about this before. Richard's a broker. That's how he gets more options than a bank. He can do more. Just go to homewithrichard.com to get started. Homewithrichard.com, the Richard Toccato Companies.
When it comes to buying or selling a house, there are all kinds of people that can help you do that, but not like the Temple team at Keller Williams Realty. They are so much more than just real estate salespeople. Find out by going to acetj.com/Temple team.
This is Ace and Friends.
Okay, so we just learned a couple of minutes ago that Tech D-Rob and D'Angelo Williams, former running back of the Carolina Panthers, became fast friends one day. So explain, where did you meet him again, Rob?
So I used to work for movie companies, and they do premieres, and I'd be the person running them. And I was doing one for, it was either the second or first Goosebumps movie. I can't remember specifically. But he was there for press reasons.
Right.
So he was outside talking to people as they were going in, and there weren't very many people attending this thing. So I talked to him for about 30 minutes about movies. We just talked about movies that we each enjoyed.
Okay. Because you said you talked to him for 30 minutes, and
yeah,
you can't see Riggins, but I can see his mind was working what?
Yeah, that's shocking. Because you don't even really talk to us. So, what movies did you have in common that you both liked?
I honestly don't remember. Because I had to do work at the same time. So I was making sure people who could go in were the ones that went in.
You were working at the movie.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
I thought this was for the radio.
I used to run the premieres for a little extra cash.
Oh.
Can you hook me up with that job? Because I need a third job now.
Well, you know what? I could use it too, and they don't do it anymore.
So you were the person checking their tickets?
Yeah, and it was those weird ones where they would give out thousands of tickets and can only fit 200 people. So a lot of people might be turned away. Those were the most awkward ones, but this one wasn't very well attended. So
Goosebumps 2, they didn't just flood that place. Goosebumps 2. Holy crap.
Was it a rush job for Goosebumps 2?
Not like Oppenheimer.
Man, can you imagine staying out there going, I'm sorry, Goosebumps 2 is full.
We drove all the way here.
Yeah,
wow. That's crazy. I like to hear that he was a nice guy, though. Did he?
Mom and 3 kids. You're like, oh, sorry, Goosebumps 2 is full. Sorry.
Act out.
You're bad. Should have gotten here earlier.
Can't
help you with that.
That's annoying, though. Don't you find that annoying?
Oh, it sucked.
To be turned away?
No, that Rob spent 30 minutes talking to this guy. We can't even get him to acknowledge us in public.
Well, to be fair, my job was to stand there, so I really couldn't go anywhere. So even if I...
No, Rob, to be fair, it was D'Angelo Williams, a professional football player.
To talk to him. Okay.
For my favorite football team of all time.
Yeah, and you wanted to talk to him.
Yeah, he was cool.
And you won't talk to us.
Yeah, he was really cool, though.
I'm sure he was really cool. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's so it was about the movie. I didn't know if it got into board games or if you were trying to give him tips of things the Panthers should have been doing. You felt
he used to have like a blog where him and Gary Barnage used to do movie reviews. So we talked about movies.
Did he like Goosebumps too? What was his review?
I don't think he liked it because I don't think anybody did.
Ace and Friends.
When it comes to losing weight, sometimes you don't even know where to start. You know that it needs to happen, but you need some help. Well, you start by going to acetj.com/weight loss and ordering Calitrin. Calitrin is scientifically proven to help you lose weight, and it is not a drug. It is not a drug. Repeat that. So here's what you do. You go to acetj.com/Calitrin, order 3 months, and then you'll get 3 months free. 4 months free. That's how it works with Calitrin.
They say there are only two things certain in life: sweet deals at Sweet Dreams and taxes.
And only one of those is certain this month.
Which one?
The sweet deals at Sweet Dreams.
What about the taxes?
No sales tax the entire month of April at Sweet Dreams.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And don't call me Shirley.
Love where you live, Lake Norman, and pay no sales tax during the month of April. Only at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress.
Ace and Friends.
I am not a cruise person. Rob, I assume you are not a cruise person either. Is that right?
No.
All right. Riggins?
I've never done one.
Yeah, I just don't like it. I mean, I just don't like the fact that I can't come and go as I please. Well, you know what I really hate? I really hate that the first thing you do when you get on, you got to go take some class and they teach you what to do if the ship sinks or something like that. I don't know. There's something confining about the ship that I don't really care for.
Y'all should be concerned with my safety, not me.
Right. It's okay. It's just not my favorite. I much prefer going to a resort and just hanging out somewhere than just having to from 10 to 4 you get off the boat and get back on. But anyway, now they've done away with, or a lot of people, they're doing away with unlimited drinks. They're going to a certain number of drinks a day, right?
I think so, yeah. Especially at Carnival, there's a 15 drink limit.
Per day.
Yeah, which sounds like a lot.
Sounds like a lot.
If you're on vacation, maybe you want to indulge.
But think about it though. You get up, maybe you have a Bloody Mary with breakfast, and by noon you've had 3 or 4 other drinks. You've already had 5 for the day. But then that still leaves you 10 drinks over the course of the rest of the day. But Riggins found this couple they'd had their fill.
Yeah,
they'd had all 15 of their drinks.
Y'all look. Come on.
I cannot do it.
Come on.
No, I cannot.
Girls. Come on, Angel.
Okay.
Now, I did notice this. He does say girls to the camera.
Yeah.
This is a husband and wife, and that makes them a mother and a father. Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering, did he send this video back to his girls?
I don't know who ended up with the video. But would you want to see your mom so trashed?
Yeah, they're in the hallway trying to find their room, and she's plastered, leaning against the wall.
Yeah.
We are. Your mom, she can't even walk. Look. We have reached our limit tonight.
Here we are.
I've had 15. No, this one.
Yes. She's trying to go to the wrong room.
We are up. I drank my 15. Mama drank her 15.
This is it. Yes,
this is it. We're safe in our room. We are up.
So drunk.
That's 3 times in 40 seconds he has to mention. We are.
And they're drinking this on their 15th one, and they're still drinking Coors Light, which means they had 30 Coors Lights in the afternoon. Crazy.
Coming up on Ace and Friends. Ace and Friends.
What do men learn about women after they move in? Next.
More Ace and Friends coming up.
Our friend, the world famous Richard Toccato is here with us. And thank you so much for reaching out to Richard. He's telling us all the time about how many listeners are reaching out and saying, hey, Show me about that refi, and let's do some stuff like that. That's the way you put it, though. Show me about that refi.
Show me about that refi.
What you got about that refi? The cool thing is Ace has said, we have a lot of options, and we have I'm doing refinances for people. We have people down in Greenville, North Carolina. We have them all at the beach at South Carolina. We have them in Charlotte. And the main thing is to refinance, make their finances better, take the stress of every month. If I save them $700 a month, $800 a month, it's a big deal for them.
Yeah, it's a real big deal. $700 a month. That's fantastic. And again, we've talked about this before. Richard's a broker. That's how he gets more options than a bank. He can do more. Just go to homewithrichard.com to get started. Homewithrichard.com, the Richard Toccato Companies.
This is Ace and Friends.
I've said many times that no matter what, when you get married, things change. So even though I didn't do this, you're probably better off not living together until you get married, because then you both expect things are going to change. They're new, they're different. But like if you live together, then you get married, and then things change, you can wonder like, what happened? Why are things changing? Make sense?
Yeah,
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I saw this article last week on BuzzFeed that only feeds my thoughts on that even more. It's things men learn about women after they move in. Now, let's go ahead and get the first one out of the way. And I love this. A user named amortar0517 said, the fact that they take showers with boiling hot water.
Yeah.
I'll occasionally try to be a little spontaneous with my wife and sneak in the shower with her. First, I must locate the shower because I can't see a foot in front of me for all of the steam. And when I finally step in, I must use her as a human shield until she turns the temperature down.
It's so hot.
That is a fascinating thing. My wife will get out of the bath or the shower, but especially to bath, and be just all her skin like she's been sunburned, just red.
Super hot.
Here's another one. They never finish their drinks. I find 2 cups of half-drunken coffee scattered around the house multiple times a week until we run out of coffee cups. Mm-hmm. Amanda constantly drinks water out of a Stanley. She drinks a lot of water, but she puts lemon in all the water to make it better. But when she dumps the Stanley out to refresh it, she dumps it in the sink and just leaves the lemon in there. And so if I'm doing the dishes, I end up invariably, I'm the one that picks up these, busted up pieces of lemon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Says she takes her bra off at the end of the day the same way I take my belt off my jeans when I get home. It's with the force of 1,000 suns and a sigh of relief.
Really? Just rips it off.
Women have 1 million black hair ties, and also women have no black hair ties. Meaning they literally have 1 million of them, but never seem to have one where it needs to be. I find them everywhere.
Yeah.
And the number of times I've been somewhere and Amanda's like, oh, I need a hair tie. She's like digging through her car for one.
Yeah.
Like I can name 3 of them that I've seen this morning. I know exactly where they are inside the house. And then that a 5 foot tall, 100-pound woman can take up an entire king size bed.
A bed hog.
Yeah. Who just sleeps kind of like catty cornered. Mm-hmm. And then you count the dog, and somehow in a California king, I end up on about 16 inches of bed that runs down the side.
Yeah.
It's super annoying. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But if you want to see it, the full article is in BuzzFeed. There are movies that make you cry. But are there TikToks that make you cry? Next.
Ace and Friends.
As winter packs its bags and spring settles in, the flowers, they are blooming. And at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress, the deals are booming.
You write poetry?
Does one ask a fish if it swims, or a bird if it flies? It was a long winter.
Love where you live, Lake Norman, with up to $1,500 in free furniture with the purchase of a mattress sleep system. Only at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress.
Ace and Friends.
So we've talked about many times great guy cry movies. The Champ for Riggins. There are multiple movies that make me cry. But are there TikToks that make you cry?
Yes.
What made me think about this was I saw one last week, and I was trying to relay to my wife, who has no empathy whatsoever for me in any way when I get emotional telling her things, because I get emotional about stupid things. But it's a TikTok that ESPN posted. I think the university is Eastern Michigan, if I recognize the logo correctly. And the football team is in their big meeting room. And the coach is telling the story of this kid that played on their team that was a walk-on that had been selling his plasma to have enough money to live. Ooh. Because he couldn't really get a job because of his football schedule. And that another player had come to him. They had maxed out their scholarships. You only get a certain number. And another scholarship player came to the coach and said, "Coach, I just wanted you to know, I've talked about this with my family. If I give my scholarship back and my family plays for school, will you give him my scholarship? Full ride." And the coach said yes. And so the kid's family decided they'll pay for his college, and they gave the scholarship to him. And the coach is making the announcement in front of the football team. Well, the kid stands up, and he's crying, and he's hugging the dude, and I'm trying to relay this, and I'm getting really emotional with it. And she's like, why are you crying about it? Because it's really an emotional, story. It's really a great thing this kid did. Zero empathy for me in that moment. There's another one going around today that is everywhere from WrestleMania last night. The woman who does the ring announcing, I forgot her name, is crying at the end when she announces that Cody Rhodes has won the world championship.
Samantha Irvin.
Samantha Irvin. Yeah. She's phenomenal. She's great at that. But she's literally, you see her stop. She has to catch herself and wipe away tears. And then she blows the whole thing. She's like, "New world champion." She's bawling when it happens. And then I see people comment underneath like, "I'm not crying, you're crying." And I get it. When you watch somebody get really emotional, it can make you emotional. Give me one TikTok that makes you cry, Riggins.
Oh, gosh. Anything by that poet that you played that other week. Her name's Josie. Anything she does is like amazing.
Some of the stuff she writes is so sad.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm not even in a sad mood, but I feel sad for you that you experienced this to write about it. It's fantastic. Rob, TikToks ever make you cry?
Oh yeah, there's one we saw recently. It was a K9 unit for a policeman, and he was doing they were doing the last call thing for him over the radio. And I was starting to cry.
Yeah, anything where the cop does the last call, those get me every time. That's why I stopped. That's why I stopped watching those Welcome Home surprises.
Oh, those
because I can't okay, I know I'm going to cry every time, so that ended up good for them. Flip and go to the next one.
Ace and Friends.
When it comes to losing weight, sometimes you don't even know where to start. You know that it needs to happen, but you need some help. Well, you start by going to acetj.com/weight loss and ordering Calitrin. Calitrin is scientifically proven to help you lose weight, and it is not a drug. It is not a drug. Repeat that. So here's what you do. You go to acetj.com/Calitrin, order 3 months, and then you'll get 3 months free. 4 months free. That's how it works with Calitrin.
Some things are timeless. One of the beautiful things about the internet and social media is from time to time, things that are timeless just pop back up again. And you're reminded, I had forgotten about this. And Riggins sent me a video this morning that I had not seen. It's been years. And I was annoyed yet laughing out loud at this lady who was on the Maury Povich show.
Yeah. Crazy.
And they did a show, and the title of the show is, "I'm terrified of spiders, lizards, and olives." If you've never seen this lady, this one particular post of this video has 2.2 million views. It was posted 3 years ago, but I thought it was longer. It was before that.
It might have been. I mean, Maury has been off. I don't even know if Maury's still on.
Yeah.
It's years old.
But she's standing off to the side of the stage. Maury has his hand on her, her hip, her stomach or something. And she's freaking out. And then wait till you hear what happens.
Mary, you won't let go of me. Oh, yeah. Bring out the olive.
She takes off running. She's sprinting.
Oh, God.
And the glee with which Maury goes, bring out the olives.
That's what I
That was
noticed.
the highlight of his
Maury
day.
is like way too excited. He's like, bring out the olives. Let's do it. It is so crazy. And I
love
get it. I get it. She's terrified. It's not funny. But is it?
Mary, you won't let go of me. Oh, yeah. Bring out the olive.
It's a big jar. It's a huge jar of olives, like a gallon of olives they bring out. And what I like is as she runs off the screen, she runs backstage and past the crowd. And there's one guy sitting in the crowd.
Yeah,
It's this black guy with glasses, and he's looking at her like, "What the hell is going on right
You
here?"
gotta be kidding me. Oh my gosh, it's just crazy.
Yeah,
You won't let go of me. Oh, yeah. Bring out the olive.
It's so stupid. So ridiculous.
But that's the one thing I noticed too. Bring out the olives.
Bring out the olives. We're making TV here. Let's go. Love that. Love you, Maury.
Bring out the olives.
Bring out the olives.
That's the rest of my day right there.
More Ace and Friends coming up.
Hey, it's Ace, and for a long time, we've told you about Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic, and how phenomenal a job they did helping me with my left wrist. Well, this is Neil. Neil Simler is a member of the Ace and TJ Radio family. Neil, you took the free consultation to have them check out your elbow and talk about what happened just when you went for the free consultation.
They were very straightforward and let me know that they weren't going to treat any of my ailments if they weren't 100% sure that they were going to be able to effectively help my issue. And never once were they pushy with trying to get me to spend more money and do, the higher end shots.
Now, 3 months later, how do you feel?
I'm 95% better, if not 100%. It's just been one of the best decisions I've made. Do yourself a favor, get out there as soon as possible.
Set up your free consultation today at acetj.com/neogenics. It's Neogenix. Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic.
Ace and Friends.
There was a story about dating and what men should and should not put on their social media, or their dating profiles if you're on a dating app. Now, Regan, you're on a dating app, right? Are you still on dating apps?
Yeah.
A couple of them? Are you on more than one?
No.
Okay. Are there things, you said at the time we were discussing the story, you said that, oh yeah, I've faked interest in things before on the first date.
Oh, yeah.
Like what? Like what has popped up that you pretend to be somewhat interested in, or do you pretend that other things that you like that you're like, man, I don't want to talk about that right now. They'll think I'm weird.
You both.
Okay.
I don't think that's even weird. If she's showing an interest in something that I don't care about, I'm gonna fake a little bit of interest. Like, let me think of. When she's like, I love going to get mimosas on a Sunday and going to brunch. I love brunch. I hate brunch, actually. Like, I hate it. But I'll say stuff like that. I'll lie a little bit.
Even though she's going to then, if later date, let's do a brunch date on Sunday.
Yeah, you go with it for a couple times and then you wean her off of it.
Okay. Oh, so your goal is eventually I'll be able to get her off the
Sure. That's the goal, but that rarely happens. And yeah, sure, you got to lie a little bit.
Is there one thing that stands out that you ended up going like, I really hate this, but here I am because I said I liked it or I was kind of into it?
Yeah, she went to. I ended up going to the Blumenthal for a play one time. She liked going to the theater, and you got to get dressed up, put a suit on, and stuff like that. And I remember being like, "Oh my god, I love going to shows." And that's how we ended up there. And I was like, "Ugh, this is coming back to bite me."
Yeah, and so you had to go the whole show.
But when you're trying to early on, you're trying to I don't want to say seal the deal, but you fib a little bit about what you're into. Does she want to hear that I'm interested in drinking beer and watching, dirty movies all day? No, probably not.
Les Mis or Wicked? I don't know.
Yeah. Oh my God. I can't even choose. They're both so good.
Wicked's coming to town.
Oh, great.
Oh
my God.
I didn't know.
Imagine my luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody does that.
Well, sure. Well, yeah, of course we'll go.
Yeah.
I mean, who could pass up a chance to see Wicked?
Oh my God, that would be amazing on a Saturday night. Give me a break. I think guys do it more than women do.
Yeah, but then your entire Saturday is you going, oh my God, I got to go to this thing tonight.
I got to put on a suit at 5 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday. You just want to watch golf or something. It's just like, oh my God.
I like the damn theater.
Yeah. Yeah. It does suck.
And you didn't enjoy the play?
Hell no. I don't even remember what it was.
Is that bad?
Yeah. I don't even remember.
More Ace and Friends coming up.
All right, look at us back here again with Richard Toccato and the Richard Toccato Company. You like that, don't you?
Well, it's really Ricardo. I mean.
So we tell you all about Richard all the time about what he can do for you, especially when it comes to this instant equity in your home.
Yeah, the instant equity thing is just awesome. You get an offer. I don't have to hard pull your credit. I don't even need your social security number. It's simple. We make you an offer. You can move it. You can, if you want to get less or you want to do the terms different. It's so easy. It's all electronic. You can close the same day. Get your money 4 days later. You know, we have a lot of listeners calling in, taking care of debt that way. We have people adding, backyard barbecues, whatever they need.
Now, listen to that. You call in, they set it up, your money's there 4 days later. It's all done essentially in one day, and you're just waiting on the cash. It doesn't get any better or any easier than that. And it all starts by going to homewithrichard.com. That's homewithrichard.com, the Richard Toccato Companies.
This is Ace and Friends.
Well, the show started today with the news that Morgan Wallen got arrested. I'm going to tell you in a second, though, what Morgan Wallen and why you never trust the media, what those two things have in common. But if you missed the story, allegedly last night about 11 o'clock, 10:30, Morgan Wallen threw a chair off the top floor of a bar in Nashville that hit the street below. It didn't hit anyone, but it was like reckless endangerment, public drunkenness, all this kind of stuff. It didn't seem like he was angry. He was just goofing off, and he threw the chair off, and it almost hit some cops, and he got arrested, and he's already out of jail. But I think it's a felony charge.
Is it real?
I think so. That's what the headline said. But there was another Morgan Wallen clip going around, and this is a reason you don't trust the media. Now, this is TMZ, and I think for the most part, TMZ does a pretty amazing job with what they do. If you don't, whether you're into it or not, but they posted this clip of Morgan Wallen at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. I think it was Saturday night, where he set the attendance record for the building on back-to-back nights. This is a stadium, back-to-back sold-out nights at a stadium. But he says this. Here we go.
They told me right before I walked on stage that this is the single most attended concert in the history of this building. And that we're the first people to do it 2 nights in a row. So thank you for making it possible for me to say that. Thank you for listening and loving the same music that I do.
And he gives thanks to the crowd, and then he cracks a joke saying, it's until Taylor Swift comes here.
Yeah.
And people booed her, and he said, no, hang on a second. I like Taylor Swift. I get it, blah, blah, blah. But the reason you don't trust the media, the headline says, Morgan Wallen, Taylor Swift, ... Bad blood, ?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, if you he's paying her a compliment.
Yeah.
He makes a joke like, we got the biggest record in the history of back-to-back nights, blah, 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 until Taylor Swift gets here next month or whenever she's coming.
Yeah.
And people are still, is there bad blood?
Yeah. Got to make you watch that video.
No. What he said was actually a really nice compliment to Taylor Swift. But
well, that's why they asked.
I know.
You got to put that question mark on it. If it wasn't a question mark, you'd be like, oh, that was just a lie.
Yeah, that's that little, well, we didn't lie. We just said, oh, is there bad blood? And the answer is no, there's not. He loves
Not
her.
at all.
Yeah, that's how they do it. Yeah, they know that you're going to, did he say something about Taylor
That would be
Swift?
crazy.
Yeah. Oh, no, he did. He said something nice.
Yeah.
I love that, though. Bad blood, ? Well, the answer is no, there's not bad blood at all.
Yeah. And why are people booing her? That was weird, I thought.
Yeah, people are like that. Mm-hmm. My wife can't stand Taylor Swift. I don't get it.
I don't either.
There was a Disturbed show I saw. The guy, they mentioned Taylor Swift or something, and the crowd booed. And Dave Draymond of whatever Disturbed was like, hang on.
Really?
We don't boo Taylor Swift. He goes, she writes her own song. You may not dig her music, but she's cool and she writes her own songs and she's talented. So we don't want anybody hating on her.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a tough crowd for Taylor Swift, I bet. Yeah.
A Disturbed concert?
Yeah,
it is.
Ace and Friends.